The only people I've seen highlighted in the Black beauty creator space are of African descent, mainly African, Caribbean, and Latina. I never see girls like me represented, Black American beauty content creators.
So what really happened with the viral Black American beauty creator video? Since posting the video on TikTok, there has been a lot of discourse. And yes, I'm the original creator. My name is Deja, and I live in Dallas, Texas. For context and clarity, I'm going to play the original video.
What happened to the Black American beauty creators? I've been in the beauty space for a long time now, and lately I've noticed something. The term Black beauty has been redirected. When you see campaigns, when you see panels, brand activations, PR, the only Black creators being highlighted are African, Caribbean, and Latina descent. All while this is beautiful for inclusivity and these women are beautiful, powerful, where does that leave girls like me? Yeah, where does that leave content creators like me? I'm Black American, I'm not African, I'm not Caribbean, and I'm not Latina. I'm not Afro anything, just Black. Been here generations deep, born and raised in the US, and I don't see myself represented in the Black beauty space anymore. In a way, I feel like the Black American beauty creators, that space has been erased, but I do feel like Black beauty content creators deserve to be in the space created for them. And I really feel like collectively we should take the space back. I would like to hear your thoughts if you feel the same way, or if you've noticed this thing happening. I think it's time to have the conversation.
So what were the responses? As you may already know, the video blew up, and so did the reactions. But this was about the lack of representation and visibility for Black American beauty creators. People misinterpreted my message, twisted my words, and suddenly I was being called divisive, xenophobic, and colorist. All of this because I pointed out something many of us have quietly noticed, that Black American creators are being left out of the very beauty spaces we helped build.
I just wanted to talk about, or go more deep into what I said on TikTok. From 2020 up until now, probably early 2019 as well, but I just noticed something. It's very blatant, it's in your face as far as like Black beauty content creators in general are of African descent, mainly African, Caribbean, and Latina. Through the inclusivity, how were Black American beauty content creators excluded from the thing that was created for them? This is supposed to be a space where we should see versions of Black people, phenotypically and especially culturally Black American beauty content creators. When we think of Black content creators, I would say, from my point of view, I think Black American first. That's what got the ball rolling for all of the content creation as far as like beauty. So from that, it has trickled down and it became something else where Black beauty creators like myself are now being excluded. And I'm just like, how can that be? How this is supposed to be about inclusivity. And when I look at these brands, or look at these management companies and things like that, I never see girls like me represented, Black American beauty content creators.
Makeup diaspora wars and colorism. So a creator stitched my video. Well, she responded to my initial video. She led with colorism, alluding to the fact that the problem amongst Black Americans and me is that we're colorist. And my video aids to the diaspora wars.
Apparently, Diaspora Wars discourse has reached makeup TikTok. A popular makeup creator whose looks I actually really like made a video basically saying she felt like Black Americans were being excluded from the beauty space and that they need to take it back. She made a few interesting points in that video, one of which was that Black beauty as a concept and the Black beauty influencer space online were both created exclusively by Black Americans.
Taking the space back is not about taking from anyone else.
I want to be clear that I was not talking about taking anything from anyone. What I meant was take it back to a time where Black American beauty content creators were clearly visible and undeniably a part of the conversation, especially here in the US, where this content space essentially began.
It's about recentering the Black American experience in Black beauty spaces. Hell, even TikTok AI search prompt understood that this was about acknowledging the aesthetic and cultural foundation created by Black Americans.
Before the Curity campaigns, it was Black American women laying down the foundation for what beauty content creation looks like today.
It's just crazy that a robot understood before the people.
In Deja's video, she included a picture of TLC, and Left Eye is half Puerto Rican. Her name is literally Lisa Lopez.
And this is where we start to lose the plot. Nowhere in my video did I diminish any other heritages within the Black diaspora, their contributions to Black American beauty or Black American culture. That was never a statement in my video.
You want to look even further back. Cheryl Lee Roth, the original Dream Girl, was born and raised in Jamaica. Cicely Tyson, the first Black woman to wear braids on national TV. Both of her parents were born and raised in the Caribbean. Dorothy Dandridge was half Jamaican.
At this point, she's just making stuff up. Dorothy Dandridge is not Jamaican. I have literally never heard that in my life.
The concept of Black beauty has always been a group project, and a lot of y'all wouldn't know that because contrary to popular belief, we do look alike.
I'm noticing a trend with the people that make response videos to my original video, and they're never the things that I actually mention in the video. They're always based on things I never said, and they're making think pieces, response videos to things I never said, and it's quite literally insane. You're answering your own biased assumption. I have no idea what she's talking about. She's going to go on and on about how we look alike. And that was never my argument. I always led with heritage. That's the difference. And that's what makes us unique. Not so much of our facial features. I'm aware that we can have similar facial features. That was never an argument or a point in any of my videos.
There are a lot of people where you would never know. In her video, Deja kept referring to the Black influencing space as something that was founded almost exclusively by Black Americans, when even that isn't true.
So the fact that there is a dedicated Black-centered content creation space for beauty was created through the inclusivity movement. The modern concept of inclusivity in American media, beauty, and culture was largely sparked and shaped by the demands of activism of Black Americans. Black Americans fought for media representation and beauty inclusivity. Models, activists demanded space in magazines, films, and brands that ignored them, like Jet, Ebony, Essence, BET, Soul Train. All were created to include us where we were shut out. The push for beauty inclusivity, shades, products, hairstyles began with Black women. Because of this inclusivity movement, other groups, other heritages under the Black umbrella benefited later. So I'm not saying that the Black beauty space was created only for Black Americans. I'm saying inclusivity is what started all of this.
One of my good friends, Trinity, is around my skin tone. We get mistaken for each other a lot. She is a deep South Black American woman, and she doesn't get recognized as Black American. She gets attacked on Twitter every couple of weeks because people think she's lying about being Black American when she isn't. She be posting her, she's literally posted her roots, her family tree. I think her family's from Mississippi, Alabama. People still don't believe her because colorism is such a huge problem in the Black community at large.
So on one hand, she's saying, so many Black Americans have my skin tone, the deep, dark skin tone. She even goes on to mention her friend Trinity, who's a Southern Black woman, a Southern Black American woman. The ironic part about this is that there is no real representation in the Black beauty space that highlights deep-skinned Black American women at the height or at the level of Northeast African women or West African women. If women like her were visible in media publications and the Black beauty space, it could truly be beneficial and inclusive. People probably wouldn't think she was lying about her heritage because she's visible within media. This is why media representation matters. Her story needs to be told.
Deja made that video. A lot of people were in her comments, myself included, asking her thoughts on Jackie Aina. How do y'all pick which ones you claim as Black Americans and which ones you don't? To me, it's looking like it's based on skin tone, no shade.
So this is another lie. No one asked for my opinion on Jackie Aina. Jackie Aina's name was brought up because when people asked about Black American representation in the beauty space, her name came up several times. And it confused me because from my recollection, Jackie Aina has always led with being Nigerian. She's multi-hyphenate. I'm assuming that's what the people are saying, but I have no idea about that. She's always led with being Nigerian, so I've always viewed her as a Nigerian woman. But the fact that she is constantly brought up in this conversation as the only representation is a problem. We've had so many creators since her heyday, since her most popular years on YouTube. There's been a boom of TikTok creators in the beauty space. She should not be the only reference to date. Personally, I think that is an issue, and I expressed that in a comment section, but nothing more, nothing less. But we'll come back to that.
There's absolutely something to be said about how all over the beauty industry in all aspects, Africans and deep dark-skinned Africans at that have been exploited and exoticized. That's not what this conversation was about. The way it was framed literally just opened up the doors for us to disrespect each other, and that's just not okay to me. Being said, I do wish for more representation for everybody, especially for the deep dark-skinned Black American girl. If anybody has been, without a doubt, excluded from Black beauty scene at every step of the way, it's absolutely them.
So what was the point of this video? What was the point of her response? Because the irony is, she ends the video by agreeing with me. She literally says,
I do wish for more representation for everybody, especially for the deep dark-skinned Black American girl. Especially for the deep dark-skinned Black American girl.
It's almost like that was the whole point of the video. It's almost like I just said that. Comprehension is at an all-time low. In all honesty, the girls are shook because I don't look like what they view as a Black woman speaking on Black issues. I spoke for the entire spectrum of Black American women. I will say majority of the girls that are benefiting from the systemic exclusionary act said nothing, and they won't say anything because they are benefiting from it. The people that responded, most of them aren't even signed to an agency. Now, the girls that are signed at these top Black talent agencies, they said nothing, not a peep. And their silence was very loud. It's very different. You're looking at things from a completely new lens. And half of the girls that had commentary haven't even gotten paid for content creation. You have no idea what's happening, accusing me of things when honestly, a video like this that I created is very enlightening. It can be very helpful. No one else is going to say the thing that I said because people are afraid. Let's talk about the point she glossed over, the exotification of deep-skinned African and Caribbean women.
Deep dark-skinned Africans at that have been exploited and exoticized. That's not what this conversation was about.
That's not the topic of this conversation.
It's funny that both of these creators are parroting each other by saying, that's not what this video is about, while applying statements and topics that literally was never said in the original video. But also, I don't think it makes sense to blame
Colorism and xenophobia.
Colorism as the main issue for this discussion, because the top Black creators in the US are dark-skinned African women. That's quite literally the exact opposite of colorism. But I will say, I am loving the fact that they can acknowledge that there is a preference in the type of dark skin promoted in Black beauty media, and it's usually not Black American women. I love that we can acknowledge that there is a hierarchy in heritage, and that in this case, the exotification of African heritage is beneficial. If we're going to talk about inclusion, then we need to be honest. The blanketed Black representation isn't working when some are constantly erased under it. Telling another Black woman to be quiet when she's advocating for her community isn't helpful. That's harmful. So in the comment section of one of the creators that stitched my video, somehow Jackie Aina inserted herself in this whole conversation. Jackie has been blocked on my end for about 2 years now, and I'll explain later why. So then she goes further to find the video on my Instagram, and she's going in. She says she knows what she's doing. If she wants her space back, she can work for it like we have. It just sounds like the whole lazy Black American trope. That's the stereotype. What do you mean she can work for it? This was about reclaiming the space collectively as Black American beauty creators and making our presence known, making our heritages known. She can work for it. That was never an issue, the work. Me and a lot of other Black American beauty creators put in the work, and we're still not seen. So to say that while knowing my message was about being visible within the Black beauty space, something that she's talked about before, equity and pay gaps and things of that nature, it just sounds like she's insinuating that Black American beauty creators don't work hard enough. Preaching equity, all while perpetuating the very systems we're all supposed to be challenging. If we say we're fighting for fairness and beauty, then it has to mean all Black women. That includes Black American women, not just the ones who fit into your ideal mold. You can't talk about equity while expecting free labor. I was approached to create content for a brand that preaches Black girl luxury. They never offered payment, just a candle and a contract that would have allowed them to own my content forever. That's not luxury. That's exploitation dressed in rose gold packaging. And honestly, that kind of treatment is exactly why Black American beauty creators feel shut out before they even begin. Especially knowing how predatory this industry can be. This isn't about working harder. When you benefit from the very thing that's been created to be exclusionary, of course you wouldn't start the conversation. You don't see a problem because you're the only one occupying the space.
Our culture is very porous. Everybody can come in, participate, and co-opt if they want to. That is the basis of resentment, and it's very valid.
So it's okay for you to do it. It's okay for people within your own heritage to ostracize and not include other Black Americans within the space, but it's not okay for a Black American like myself to call this out.
It's not a reciprocal relationship. We can't do the same with their cultural norms and institutions unless they invite us in. It does behoove influencers to lean into their heritage to get more engagement. I know how they gather, and I know how exclusionary it can feel, especially when everybody gets to show up to the Black Women in Beauty event, but then they go throw a Nigerian Black excellence dinner and you can't go, biz. Nothing you can't invite them to, though. I get it. Maybe you could be a guest, but you're certainly not being recognized in the way that they get recognized. Yeah.
Black culture is not gatekept. It's pretty much a free-for-all and very open for multi-hyphenate Black presenting people to benefit from. But it's not the same way for Black Americans. And this is something that Jackie Aina agreed with in the comment section. I just find it so ironic because she actively does this. It's a known fact that Nigerian creators can be very gatekeepy and very exclusionary with their behavior while also benefiting from the Black identity. It's so common to see people adopt Black American aesthetics, dance, the lingo, fashion, beauty, while holding internalized anti-Blackness or avoiding deep engagement with actual Black American people. So it's like Black Americans are the standard of Blackness, quote unquote, but also the group everyone is taught to avoid being too close to. It's a really weird, strange dynamic.
I can't categorically say every Nigerian got this talk, but a lot of Nigerians that travel abroad got this talk from their family, where they will sit you down and tell you, you are going there. Don't go and talk to those Black Americans. You just go and get pregnant. You get into drugs. You become gang banging. They give you that talk. That just go to the white community, find a nice place. They just go and be decent. Stay with the white people. They give you that talk. So when you enter America, you already have a perception of African Americans. You judge them. And of course, they can see that judgment in your behavior towards them. And they see how you are almost like yes massa to the Oyimbos. They see, they're not blind. So when they have that feeling of when they become defensive, when you're in their presence, it's because they see that perception you have of them.
So now we know that when Jackie Aina says that she and others held the door open for other people, we know that she is not talking about Black American girls. She's talking about Nigerians and other African creators within the space. Safe to say, because this exclusionary behavior is within their culture and is actively practiced within the space. I'm not the only beauty creator that has this experience, and I'm not the only person that's pointed this out. So, yeah, it's safe to assume that she is not talking about Black American girls. Clearly. Held the space open for who? Not me. I got an in perpetuity contract. I guess that's Black girl luxury.
Everybody's trying to fry that girl for saying that there's no Black American beauty influencers. There aren't. You cannot name one. Someone name one dark-skinned beauty influencer who's not foreign or half foreign. I'll wait. She was right. I'm not to say that I don't listen to the other girls. I watch all the other girls. I love Gloria. I love all the girls that I watch. Like, I love Jackie Aina. Like, I love Patricia Bright. All these people. Like, I follow all these people. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them being there. I just don't understand why we're like getting on her for saying a true statement, which is that there are no dark-skinned Black American beauty creators. None that are like big, and y'all gonna go on to name a bunch of light-skinned ones.
A lot of y'all just did not understand what I was talking about, but I'm so glad this creator did. You guys are saying things like, aren't there Black girls on TikTok? I see Black Americans all the time on TikTok. Yeah, we exist, but if we aren't being publicly recognized in brands, publications, press, our existence just becomes like invisible. Black American girls come in a variety of shades. It's to the point where people don't believe Black American women can be dark-skinned. There was a discussion about this very topic about one of the Love Island characters, Olandria from Love Island. She's a dark-skinned Black American girl from the South, and people just did not believe that she was Black American. They assumed she was African. Why? Because they don't feature dark-skinned Black American women on mainstream media. Also, this creator mentioned something really interesting. She said that she feels like the additional flag gives a visibility boost to beauty creators. She referred to it as like a club, and in a way, it is. Brand-sponsored talent gets visibility. If you aren't signed, you stay hidden. Our existence becomes invisible. Let me just explain. This chart breaks down how visibility opportunities and media access are structured in the beauty industry, especially when it comes to who gets promoted and why. At the top, we have talent agencies. These talent agencies work closely with beauty brands, major publications, and media platforms. Agencies like these pitch their signed creators directly to campaigns, not just for beauty brands, but for events, press features, panels, and collaborations. Next, you have the signed talent. These creators are prioritized. They're not just getting brand deals, they're getting the full push. Features in Essence, Black Beauty roster invites them to speak at panels, to attend press events, down to being the trend on TikTok because the platform boosts agency-backed creators. It's a part of their coordinated marketing efforts. Think of the trend like, if you're my shade twin.
If me and you are shade twin.
If we're shade twin.
Shade twin, that is.
Shade twins. I'm
Shade twin. I was tagged so many.
If we are shade twins.
Now, those don't always go viral organically. Many of those trends are manufactured campaigns, and they're created in-house to promote the talent that the agency signed. Through the media and platforms, places like Essence Magazine, Black Beauty Roster, again, and even corporate platforms like TikTok and Instagram, they collaborate closely with these agencies. Many of the editors, the organizers, and creative directors behind these platforms are themselves part of the diaspora, African and Caribbean. So they tend to uplift talent that reflect their own communities. As for the independent Black American creators, there is a clear contrast, especially for those who are living in the South or the Midwest. The same opportunities are just not extended to those Black American content creators. Typically, those creators aren't signed to agencies, which means they're outside the loop. They're not in those rooms, they're not the first to get the call, and they're not offered the same tier of visibility. And the unfortunate thing about it is they can be incredibly talented, you can offer high quality, and you can be culturally relevant. But because they don't have the same institutional backing, they end up with limited access to campaigns, to press coverage, to features and articles, to panels, all the platforms where presence equals, legitimacy. So when people say or ask, why don't we see more Black American creators in, major brand moments, or where are the Black American beauty creators? This is why. Personally, I call it Black American beauty redlining, because Just like how the housing system drew invisible lines to keep your grandparents from building equity, the beauty industry today draws invisible lines too, to keep creators outside of major campaigns and media coverage, and outside of agency representation. They'll say the space is inclusive, but somehow we're never the ones included. To me, that's modern day redlining. Just in makeup, in media, in content. You just don't see the map anymore. And again, it's not a matter of not working hard enough. It's more so about how the pipeline is structured. Signed talent are prioritized. Independent creators, especially Black American creators without international ties or diaspora appeal, they're often left picking up the crumbs, if anything at all. And until that structure is acknowledged and rebalanced, the gap in representation is going to persist, no matter how many diverse campaigns we see on the outside.
It's getting to a point where I feel like it's part of the criteria. You have to be directly African or directly Caribbean or Latin. If you're not gonna be, you're overlooked. Brands, they do not reach out to pay you. They'll give you PR, but when it comes to the actual brand deals, they're not handed to people or girls like me. Or I'll ask you this: who is your favorite Black American beauty content creator today? Like, they're hard to come by. I'm not seeing them. They're not signed. I can tell that brands don't really take them seriously. I can tell that they are not prioritized. I don't know why we're excluded. And I'm just making this video to bring awareness, to have a conversation. I would like to know y'all's thoughts. And you tell me if I'm missing something. I want y'all to tell me, like, inform me on the new 2025 today Black beauty content creators. And I would rather you not mention people of the era from the 2010s. At this point I'm ranting, but yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Hope y'all like the video. Thanks for watching.